Right, team. So, before I start our today's content, I'll take a 5 minutes to talk about few things. After that, I will be getting into the training. Okay. So, point one. So, I will be on leave, 23rd, this May month. Okay. So, I'll say that 23rd, 24th. Okay. If possible, I might take a leave on 22nd also. Okay. Yeah, everyone go on mute. So 22nd, 23rd, 22nd, 23rd. So 24 in a weekend. Then after 5th June is a tentative and 90% I will be on the leave. Okay, just for your information. Then, so coming to guidelines of our training. So team in these 3 months, okay, as I said, I will be on leave. This is the planned leaves. Right? Similarly, you might be having some marriages, you might be attending a functions, or you are not well, or you are busy with something else. Okay. So when you are not able to attend the training, please drop an email to me. Don't WhatsApp me. Okay. Please drop an email to me stating that, hey Venkat, I'm not able to attend the training. So that when you're supposed to send before the session, before the session. Don't send me after session, okay? Worst case you can utilize, but sometimes I may not record every day. So very, very important that. So before the session, you drop an email so that I can send you the video after the session. I sent you, by the way, for most of them, I sent the session, I sent already session guidelines, what you are supposed to, and I shared the soft copy materials, location also. And after that, I sent you mainframe configuration video. I sent you the mainframe configuration video, how to configure the mainframe server yourself. I sent that also. Then I shared previous batches, TSO, ISPF videos. Okay, so these are all things I shared so far. For most of them, I shared the mainframe ID. I have to share the password. Okay, so I have to yet to share the password. I have to yet to share the password. I have to yet to share the password. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone go on mute. Everyone go on mute. Right, team. So, in this particular TSO SPF module, for few of them, it will be a boring. For few of them, it will be a boring because some of them might be already working on mainframe technology, either in the operations or support or testing. So you are aware, okay? You are aware, you know the introduction to mainframe, connectivity and commands, data set, terminology. But in this batch, we have the freshers who are new to mainframe. So I have to convey, I have to explain to them as well as. So that's the reason I am starting from the scratch from today. So you might be learning something from my end. If you want to add any points which you know which I am not covering, you please add them. I'm very happy to accept the data or information which you are sharing. Okay, I'm not a god to know everything. Okay, so you can also share your knowledge, share information, share the points which you know additionally. Yeah. So let me start. Introduction to mainframe. Introduction to mainframe. What is mainframe? Differences between mainframe and videos. How mainframe is different. How mainframe is different compared to Java or .NET or some other technology. So why still mainframe is existing? Why still mainframe is existing? Who are using mainframe technology in real time? So I'll try to answer for all these questions for today. Most probably we will discuss practical part from tomorrow, the configuration and all. If time permits, I'll explain today itself. Yeah. So first we'll take a one topic called what is mainframes. So mainframe is a server. Okay. So mainframe is a server. Mainframe is a server, or we can call as a mainframe is a system. Okay. When I say mainframe is a system, if you take a laptop is a system. Okay. Desktop is a system. Correct. So why we are calling as a system? In order to call as a system, what is the meaning of system? Okay, any system you take example of laptop or desktop. So there is an operating system, there is a hardware, there is a processor and CPUs, right? CPUs and so on. So how when you combine all of them, it will become a usable product, usable system. Operating system, hardware, processor, CPUs, right? So when you combine all these components, you can make usable system, laptop or desktop, right? So then what about mainframe? Then why it is a mainframe system, right? Why mainframe system? Yes. So there is a separate hardware for mainframes that is developed by, it was developed by IBM. So we have a separate hardware for mainframe hardware, separate hardware exclusively developed by mainframes. Sorry, IBM. So IBM hardware is there, and there is a separate operating system called ZOS. The oldest operating system is MVS, multiple virtual storage. Then the latest operating system is ZOS, G series operating system. There are multiple versions are there in GOS. I don't say that GOS is the only one. It has a multiple versions. GOS 1, 2, and so on like that. There are multiple versions are there. Okay. So this is the operating system. And we have a storage device. Okay. So we have a storage device to store the data. Okay. To store the data. So in order to call a system laptop, in order to call the laptop as a system, what are the components are required? Similarly, to come to make to say it is a mainframe system, we have a hardware, we have an operating system, there is a separate storage device to capture end users data, and we have a processor. All are there. Okay, all are there. So since we have separate components and it is developed by IBM and for specific functionality, right? So that's why we are calling as a mainframe is a system. Now, okay. So Venkat, you said system is similar to laptop. I understood that. But why you are calling again server? Right. So if you take an example, this is your mainframe system. This is your mainframe system. So here you kept this is the hardware. In that operating system is there, CPU is there, processor is there. So this system accessing by multiple people from different locations. So I can access the system from different place. I can access the system from different location. So more than one user can access the same system. More than one user can access the same system at the same time. So when more than one user accessing the same system with the help of system IP address port number, that is called is a server. Server means when more than one user is accessing. So if you enable your system to access by multiple users, your system also will become a server. For that, you should have a corresponding softwares and networking and all of them. Okay, so for mainframe system, we have a networking mechanism, secure mechanism is there. Secure networking mechanism is there. More than one user can access the system. All are there in mainframe. So that's why mainframe system is called as a mainframe server. So more than one user can access the server. So that's why we are calling as a server. I hope you are clear. Any queries you want to add anything, anyone? Please feel free to add team. Don't think about others, as I said yesterday also. So please feel to respond, say yes or no, comfortable. And if you want to add something new, you're good to add, please.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. So now you got an idea what is mainframe system. So let's take a co-pilot, quickly. I don't take much time. So I will use co-pilot. What is co-pilot is telling, we'll see. What is mainframe system? Yeah. So mainframe system is a powerful, high performance computing platform designed for handling vast amounts of data, processing large scale transactions efficiently. So it is very, very important. Okay. So actually I thought of explaining these points in the advantages or features of, mainframe. But anyhow, let's discuss about that. Mainframe system is a powerful. Okay. Why it is a powerful, you'll understand. It is a high performance computing platform. Means it can process millions record per second. Okay. The speed of the mainframe system is calculated in MIPS, million instructions per second. So million instructions can perform per second. So that much powerful is mainframe. Okay. So, example, okay. In our laptop, if you open 20 web, if you try to you install games and you try to do some PPT Word document, you try to do something. Okay. So after some time it is going to it will become slow. It will become a slow. If you open multiple applications, if you're working on things simultaneously, so your system will perform very, very slow, right? So when you open small applications, okay, where it will take less memory, for that only our Windows laptop sometimes going to hang. But what about the mainframe system? And what about real-time data? Okay, what about real-time data? So when you're storing huge amount of the data, like ATM transactions, example, ATM transactions in real time. We every day ICICI, SBI, HDFC, every day we do multiple ATM transactions. We need to store them. We need to we need to save the transactions. We need to update those details in different tables or files, or if you want to generate the reports. So to process all of them, you need very high computing power systems, okay, which can, that can be achieved with the help of mainframe. So high performance computing platform means your mainframe server can process a transaction, okay. It can process huge transactions per second, then handling vast amounts of the data. So it can handle huge amount of the data, means ATM transactions, okay. You see multiple end users are accessing from different places ATM transactions, okay. So if you take a insurance premium, so many customers might be paying premiums. So many customers are paying premiums from different applications. You might be paying from mobile, you are paying premium from website or Paytm, Google Pay, but ultimately those data will be coming to mainframe. So we need to store them, we need to process them. Okay, and we need to save them, we need to store them. At the end, we need to generate a report. Okay, so that can be done easily with the help of mainframe. Processing large scale transactions, okay, like once we save all the transaction, at the end we need to generate a statement, either debit card statement or credit card statement. So because based on the previous transactions only, based on the previous transactions only, okay, we can generate the report. So means whatever the data is stored on the mainframe, to process it we need a high-end computing power that can done with the mainframe system. Okay, so next, there is a system known for the reliability. This is very, very, very important. Okay, so there is something called RAS. RAS, reliability, availability, security. So, nowadays you are hearing trending technology called cloud. They are saying we can store huge amount of the data. I can access from different places. Security is there. So far in mainframe, I did not hear any hacking. So is it anyone hacked the data in mainframe? Nobody. So far, as per my knowledge, outsiders means who don't have an access to mainframe, those those people could not able to hack the data which is stored in the mainframe. So that much security is. The mainframe is more secure. It is a more secure. Yes means secure. Availability. Okay. So availability means your system ATM machine should be keep available 24 into 7. Availability means it should be your application, your mainframe server up and running for 24 into 7 and 365 days. So the mainframe can is available for 24 into 7, 365 days. Now, recent technologies to upgrade, to update something, they are stopping the server for certain number of hours. So that is availability. So you might be getting a message stating that, so ICICI ATMs or bank ATMs, XYZ bank ATMs are not going to work from this period to this period. So please plan your transactions, please deposit, keep money accordingly. Something like that we will get it. So that we are getting often, is we are getting regularly, quarterly once. Maybe they are they are they are disabling the server, they are stopping the server for upgradation or improve adding the future. That is different story, but altogether it is not available certain time, right, due to some reasons. So even if you go to ATM machine, sometimes All of a sudden the bank people will say that ATM is not working, server is not working. These are all an example for availability. So if your application on mainframe, we have a less those scenarios. That is availability. Then reliability. What is that? Reliability. So you joined a course based on reliability, correct? And you paid the course fees on second day without attending more than 3 days. You paid 60% of the amount. Why you paid to me? You have a okay, you have a, you trusted me. Okay, that Venkat deliver. If you don't like it, you know that Venkat will return the money. All right. So you joined with the different reasons. Venkat deliver this content. Venkat will explain practically. Venkat will be try to complete on time. So these are all the examples to say reliable, right? So same case with the mainframe technology also, that okay, if something goes wrong, nothing happens to your data, your server, your application program. So mainframe can handle. Sometimes your server will be crashed. So that time, whatever the existing data is there, it should be available. Whatever we are doing now, it should be stored. So that is called reliable. So these are all the three main reasons why clients are using still. Why still clients are using mainframe? The answer is reliability, availability, and security. So reliability, security, scalability. Scalability means you are getting data frequently, adding, you are getting more data. So if you want to increase storage capacity, that can be done. So who will use mainframes? Like banking companies, most of the companies, top companies in the world, not in country level, top top world companies, okay, are using mainframe. Insurance companies, insurance companies, healthcare companies, even government. I know I spoke to people who are working in US and Australia, okay, and other countries, not India. I mean, I did not hear from anyone who is, I guess RBI, yeah. So RBI using mainframe, if I am not wrong, okay, if I am not wrong, but the US government, they use mainframe to store their data, and not only US, in even in Australia, few departments or few states, they use mainframe for some business purpose. Okay. So is we have listed only four industries like banking, insurance, healthcare, government, but there is a retail, okay, like a supermarket. We have a Moore's, Heritage, and what else? DMart. How we have a supermarkets in other countries. Example, a Walmart, okay, it is a US retail company. Tesco, that is a UK you get retail company. So those companies are also using mainframe to store the data. So top companies only using mainframe, still they're using to store their data, to store their data. Okay. So next, there is something called OLT. I will talk about it. You can go through these points later stage, but I don't want to get into this part at this moment. What are the batch and online? Okay, right. So I hope I answered this one. What is mainframe? Now you got it. Indirectly, I covered, so differences between Windows and this. Okay, just write it. Give in tabular format. So let's see what Copilot gives. See, if you ask me, I would have not explained this much. What about OS, hardware, and processor, and etc. Right. Let's see. So mainframe system, okay, the operating system. You see that Windows 11, Windows Server, older version like Windows 10 and so on. Okay. Whereas ZOS is there, Linux on Z. These are all the operating systems. Okay. These are all operating systems in mainframes. So I guess Windows, I no need to explain. Hardware. It is a large scale, high reliability hardware with a specialized architecture. Okay. That hardware is, it is only available with the IBM mainframe, IBM. Okay. And it is specifically designed for mainframes. Right. So that is a one. So processor, high performance like process like IBM Z15, designed for massive parallelism. When you want to process the same data, okay, parallelly, huge amount of the data to process parallelly, there is a processor. It can support terabytes of memory for enterprise workloads. So this is the another one. Next, what are the storage devices? There is a, usually I will cover dash D, direct access storage device. What is that? Direct access storage device. There is a tape, is a another type of storage device. Okay. So networking, a lot of things. I don't know. Those are all. Concurrency supports helper, logical partitions for I efficiency and so on. Okay. Is it clear, team? Any queries? If anyone wants to add for others or learning purpose, you can do it. So if you see the processor, we have a Intel processor, AMD, and there are other companies, manufacturers also there. Any queries? Anyone wants to add anything?
No, good.
No, Venkat, we are good.
Okay, right. So I hope you got now the differences between mainframe and Windows. So how mainframe is different to compare it to other technologies, right? So if you ask me that question, right? So we use mainframe to develop business applications such as insurance application, like to process the premium, to okay, to process the premium, to calculate the sum assured amount, and so on. Or bank application. Okay, bank application. Bank for bank application. You know what we do as a customer in the bank. We know as an employee what employees does in the bank. We know that, right? So whereas Java, so Java uses with the different components. Okay, they use Oracle as a database. They use yeah, go ahead. So Oracle is a database, or they will use some mm, for deploying their application. Tomcat, yeah. So they might use Tomcat nowadays. Cloud, there is a cloud. They are providing in the AWS, Azure, GCP, Google platform. They are providing some servers in the cloud itself. So Tomcat is the oldest approach. I don't know now. Tomcat is the one which will work as a server. Once you develop the web application, the code and application pages and all, so you can deploy them in the Tomcat server. So that server, that particular application you can access from the Tomcat. Where will be there in the Tomcat? It will be there in the local system, Windows or Linux system. So whereas mainframes, if you take an example, mainframe, so there is a separate hardware for that. By default, mainframe itself, it will act as a server. It acts as a server. Then there is a database, DB2 or VSAM. In Java, we have Oracle or SQL Server. In mainframe, DB2, you can use as a database. VSAM, we can use it. Okay. So in Java, we develop the web pages using HTML, CSS, and so on. Whereas mainframe, though, what we do, guys, mainframe, we have a CICS. Okay. So we use CICS to develop the online screens. We use CICS to develop the online screens. Any queries? Anyone wants to add anything? Yes, please add. I know. Please add your knowledge also, team here. Okay, next. So we discussed about it. Okay, why still mainframe is existing, right? So anyone answer for this question? The people who are having experience. I'm expecting answer from you now. Okay, until that I don't start. Add one line. Okay, I'm okay, right?
Because of the RAS factor, sir. Reliability, accessibility, and
Reliability,
security.
availability, and security. RAS. Okay,
Yeah.
very good. What
Mm,
else?
Mainframe is still very relevant, actually. I mean, whenever the technology is changing, it's not getting outdated. IBM is actually investing a lot, and whatever is happening, you can see that in mainframe. So that's one key reason mainframe is still there.
That is a positive way. That can be a negative way also. Yeah. So
Time
that
to
is a
execute
positive.
records.
Sorry, Dinesh, Kanan.
Uh, Efficiency.
Efficiency. Okay. Efficiency. Okay. What else? What is the
Large
real
amount of
fact, by the way?
To process,
transactions can be done easily and it don't need extras to outside storage. We can,
Accommodate in the original storage.
yeah,
The key
yes.
point is zero downtime.
Zero downtime. Very good.
Because of the massive parallelism provided by mainframe.
Parallelism. I agree with you.
Reliable or powerful and secure RAS. Due to that one,
Okay.
the mainframe is existing.
Okay. Yeah. So the real fact is, team, some of them already covered. Okay. Whatever the data is, first of all, okay, let me tell you the background. I guess you are aware, the rules of the governments, the policies, rather than rules, policies. So what RBI in India, I am taking an example, but not actual accurate information. So RBI states that, Reserve Bank of India states to all the banks and insurance companies and credit card providers who are providing credit cards. So ensure that whatever the transaction is happening in the bank, so those transactions should store for minimum 20 years. Okay, so that is a policy, maybe agreement would have, or the rule would have set by RBI. The RBI is formed with the help of Government of India. So Government of India would have recommended, would have requested and store the transactions. Why? If any illegal transactions are happening, to track it, to refer back, for that they use it. That is not only that purpose. So for example, nowadays, if you join any new company, the company might ask, okay, you're a genuine employee, right? So can you give me 2 bank statements of previous company? When you were in the previous company, can you give the bank statement? So you can go to that bank, means you can log in into that particular website, you can download it, but you closed your account. Assume that you closed your account. If you closed your account, according to my knowledge, you can go to the bank. Okay, it may not be available for you on the website, but it will be available for the bank in the banks. You can go to bank and you can you can give a request letter that I need, statement for this many months of this year, 2000 year. I want bank statement. Getting my point? So for verification purpose. Similarly, this is I'm telling, okay, now, okay, and I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, okay. So our governments upgraded their, banking system couple of years back, right? So 15 or 20 years back, most of the banks were using, even like a Gramina banks, okay, local society banks, they were using, no books to store the transaction. Now they also upgraded, but that is not the case with the other countries like Australia, Canada, or United States or Europe countries. So those people were, using system or software, banking software since long before us, I can say. Okay, with my minimal knowledge, by the way. Okay, so if anyone want to depend on, if you want to correct me, you please correct me. So even the other countries' governments also have their own policies. Okay, so in that whole, to satisfy the government or governance body, to meet their requirements, to meet their policies, we should store the data. So now you can imagine last 20 years ATM transactions, not only ATM transactions, bank transactions also, right? So now the people started reducing the ATM transactions, but 5 years back, okay, 6 years back, everyone using ATMs only to withdraw the money, cash. We are flowing cash only. We are giving the cash to the vendor, street vendor. But now everything is scan, Google Pay or scanners. That is a different story. So you can imagine how much data is coming day wise, for we need to store 20 years, 30 years. So how much is bigger? And if I want to read that data, again, it's very challenging. Okay. So that all things can taken care by mainframe. Okay. So that is a context. Now coming to the question, why still mainframe is existing team? As I said earlier, as I given the context to you, so there are so many banks initially because, uh, you know, now we got modern technologies. Modern technologies are modern storage availabilities like a cloud, servers. These are introduced 10 years back, 5 years back, 9 years back, or 15 years back. But 20 years back, do we have a cloud environment? 30 years back, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, Java. So you see, ask when Java developed and mainframe developed and Windows developed. Give only years. Yeah, you see that. 1995, you can say it's not a 45 years gap. It is more than 2 generations, if I'm not wrong. Whereas Java, okay. And even in fact, you see the 1985, okay. So 1985, you see the 1950s. So 35 years gap. You got my point? Which bank started using mainframe and in which year? So let's see. You can see, the Barclays is the bank which is a purchased MX100 electronic computer. Okay, you see that 1964. So that time we don't have Windows itself, according to the Copilot. Forget about Java. Java is nowhere near. So you can imagine, you take an example of Barclays, the first ever banking computer center in 1964. They transitioned into IBM technology. Means now the Barclays stored the data from 1961 till 2025. How many years? Around more than 60 years, right? Am I correct, team? So to holding that much data is not a easy. Okay. Point one. Second one, if I want to move 60 years data from one server to other server, is it other server can able to handle it? That is a big question mark. So that's why the clients are not directly moving. They are going by part. They are doing POC, proof of concept. So I don't see one entire one company, one client is entire project moved from mainframe to other technology. I don't think so. Okay, they would have moved partially, or they would have dropped moving partially also. But whatever the new projects are coming, for that they are not using mainframe. So I have to accept openly that the why we are not having huge demand, because the clients are not using mainframe for new application, new features. They are using modern technologies called Java or and so on. I hope I answered appropriately for this question. Yeah, I'll give this one also. You can see from where they are referred, okay? Fineextra.com, that is where they got it. So now you got an answer for this question. Okay, so let's ask who are using mainframe. Give list. See, banking. Everybody knows Bank of America. Everybody knows JP Morgan, Barclays, Wells Fargo, Citibank. So insurance, MetLife, I know. Okay, my students are working in MetLife, I know. Allianz, AIG, Prudential, okay. And retail, I was telling you, Walmart, Amazon, Target, Tesco. I know Tesco and Walmart. Okay. So Tesco company is there in Bangalore.
Yeah,
Walmart.
Amazon is using Mainframe, Venkat, I don't think so.
Not sure.
Amazon, yeah,
That's what I am highlighting. What I know, I am highlighting that also.
yeah,
So I told that I know who are working in Bank of America. I know my students are there. I know I guess everybody knows JP Morgan. Barclays, anyhow, it is listed on the top. Okay. Wells Fargo, yes, mainframe is
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Citibank, 100%. Okay, they are having mainframe, no doubt. Citibank and coming
AIG, yes.
MetLife, I know 100%. I know MetLife, but other
AIG, yes. Yes. AIG, yes. Alliance, yes. Prudential, yes. Blue Cross, Blue Shield, Rodo, yes.
hmm. Walmart, I know 200%.
Yeah.
I know, and Tesco, I know 200%. But rest of them, I am not sure. See,
Target, yes.
Target, yes, okay. Vinith, we may not be knowing that Amazon is
Hmm.
which type
Yeah,
of data they are storing. Okay,
yeah, yeah.
because Amazon is not a only Amazon website, right? So ultimately,
Hmm.
in indirectly or directly, somewhere, some corner, they might be using mainframe.
Yeah.
But anyhow, we are not sure. I know healthcare, United Health Group, they are using, I know very well. Anthem, it is known to most of them. Okay, so they are using mainframe. Government and public sector, yes. Department of Defense, Indian Railways, yes, true. This is I agree. Okay. Travel, American Airlines, British Airways. You see that. Okay, I'll say copy this, paste it. Okay, team.
Venkat, one thing also, automobile industries also would be added. So it is not here.
Okay, that is called bias. Okay, what is it? This is one, it is a bias result. BIAS, bias result. Because I asked give the list, but it is listed only few of them. It
Okay.
is bias. It means, let's say you are expecting manufacturing but did not come, right? But it gave the result. That is called bias result. So how do you overcome that? You need to mention give from all industries, and it has given only few of them. You can give a one more instruction in the prompt. Give all the A to Z, all companies who are using mainframe. You can tell that.
Okay.
Yeah, so apart from this list, there are 26 participants. Out of 26, more than 20 people are there. 20 people might be working or worked on it. Just tell your client names. Client names.
I can give a big list.
You tell me, no
Uh,
issues.
American Express, Amex, we already said. Verizon, Nissan, then we have maybe Toyota,
Toyota, Honda,
Stellantis,
yeah, Honda
yeah,
is there,
Honda,
BMW is there.
Stellantis, that's a Fiat Chrysler. Uh, then Walmart, we said, Southern Company. Most of them are North America, actually, and not much visibility on the
Okay, fine.
uh,
Let's listen from
Europe side.
others.
Yeah.
Yeah, others. Please add team. You add whatever the clients you know.
I know Sigma is using because since I'm working for Sigma, yeah, I'm aware of Sigma.
Sigma is what? Insurance or retail or what?
Healthcare.
Healthcare. Okay, fine. Like that you tell.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's assume that I'm an interviewer for you guys. Okay, tell me your clients, on which client, for which clients you worked. Give me the answers.
FAS, RBS, Barclays, Citi,
Hmm.
Marriott.
Hmm. Okay, good. We got a good list.
I think Marriott uses the TPF, very rare.
Zurich Insurance, Goodyear Tire and Rubber, Stellantis. Yeah.
Okay.
NEC 711, Office
Mhm.
Depot, and JP Morgan.
Yeah, JP Morgan already is here.
New York
Yeah.
Life,
New York Live, okay.
Hospital Corporation of America, HCA.
Okay.
HSBC.
HSBC also is there, yeah. Thanks for all the responses, team. This is what I am expecting. Still,
Yeah, Venkat, I currently working for USAA Bank, which is provide insurance to military veteran.
okay.
I have worked for Mayor, that is a retail account, and also telecom AT&T account.
Okay.
This list FedEx
FedEx.
almost moved off mainframe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean data from mainframe to another platform. 90% moved out.
Okay. Good to hear that.
Cap Cap One, Capital One was 100% moved out. It was a big mainframe customer, but Cap One moved out.
Okay. So they might be having less data. Okay. Right. So not sure, but anyhow. So fine. Okay, team who are new to mainframes and attending first time listening mainframe, you got a good information, thorough information on the day one itself. Because frankly speaking, I don't know this much data on day one. How many of you knows day one of your mainframe learning this entire content? Can I know the answer? Day one of your learning, either clients or whatever I said, 60% 80% 30% including clients or everything. Okay, fine. Let's get into this part. Okay, so team, now you got a good list. Okay, and we got from our participants also. Now we talked about what is mainframe server. I hope you're clear. So we had a good introduction to mainframe. What is mainframe? What is a mainframe server? Features. Okay. What are the drawbacks? Okay. Let's close the session with that particular drawbacks. Why the mainframe is not. So, right? I'll give you one example. Okay. So mainframe is still is ruling. Okay. I can say mainframe is a king. Okay. I'm not promoting mainframe. The reason to say this, we already saw somewhere that mainframe it was developed in 1950s, which is around 75 years. Okay. Within 75 years, how many technologies came into our life? It got vanished and or the low importance is there. Okay, I guess in data warehousing, I know one. I'm not saying it is vanished. It is not there, anything like that. In data warehousing, Informatica. Okay, like Informatica earlier, not Informatica, something else also is there. I might be telling, okay, out on top of Informatica, something else is there. So we have something called middleware tools. Like that, so many technologies came. Okay, after 1950, then some of them are not using many companies. Whereas mainframe still, whatever the list we saw, okay, everyone using mainframe. So means by that, you can understand how mainframe is powerful, capable, right? When I said all, advantages, very good points, why still mainframe is, why we are not getting new projects? I would like to hear from you guys. Why the mainframe is not getting, why clients are not getting, or why clients are not preferring mainframes anymore?
Costing.
Very good. The first one is maintaining, holding mainframe server is more cost involved. So if I feel if the mainframe reduce their amount, then there is high chances clients might come to mainframe. Okay, that is a one case. Next, I agree with you. What else?
Yeah, mostly the CIOC, the top level execs, they are not much aware about the benefit of mainframe. Most of people are from the cloud background, so they think that cloud is more agile, faster, better, newer technology versus mainframe. Everyone refer it as a old, outdated legacy technology. So that's
That
one.
is a one reason, but I don't say 100% that.
Yeah, no,
In
no
this,
longer that is valid, but people that's having, I mean, they have a perception that this is the case, but yeah, it's not real.
yeah, the main problem with with main now the clients, right? What clients are facing. Okay, that is how what Vinit said is correct. So that is how they are portraying, and that is how they are achieving that goal. Okay, why I said achieving their goal team, because whoever telling perception and all, right? So the first of all, in US and UK and other countries, they're not getting a mainframe resources. Rule one or point one. So the experts who are, the experts who are in the ground level, ZOS level, operating system level, system programming level. So people are not, we are not able to find those resources. At the same time, even colleges, okay, in India, very well, everybody knows. Whatever education we complete, that is a one part. For our job purpose, we will attend one course outside. If it is offline, if you're searching outside, not on campus, off campus people. So they don't sit idle. They will go to some training institute. They will attend a training, either Java, .NET, mainframe testing, Oracle, Python, something else, right? And they will get a job. But in other countries, that is not the case. Okay. In other countries, that is not the case. Whatever they learned in the college, during college, based on that only they will try for the job. I don't think they will again learn. Maybe Indians who are there, who are from India and working or staying there, those people is different story. But if you see overall the culture of the US and so on, whatever they studied, based on that only maximum they try to get the job. If I am not wrong, correct me, some people are there from US also in this batch. Am I correct? Or will they learn? Forget about Indians, okay? You go there, when there you settle, forget about you, the people from other countries who are staying and studied there. Others from US who are from US, can you give me the answer? Okay, no response. No one is there who are attending from US.
Yeah, actually, most of the students do that. They select the particular course in high school itself so that they can go through those things. And the job
Yes,
search will be done only on those particular subjects. Most of the
exactly.
students I know, they will do the same.
Right, right. Thanks for responding. Yeah, anyone wants to add? Yeah, what she said, also I said the same, right? So that is a second point, okay? Because the clients are from in other countries, right? So they felt they are not getting a right candidates as per their requirements. So they felt in future there will be resource crunch and experts crunch. and they are testing as well as, okay, because the people 75 years is the one, right, who worked on mainframe starting, right? So all those people are retiring now. Second, okay, so even colleges stopped giving the trainings on mainframe earlier. So mainframe is one of the course in their college, in the universities, but most of the universities dropped the mainframe. Okay, for various reasons. Okay, there is a various reasons and all of them. So one is cost involvement. The second one is, now we are getting very user-friendly web applications. You see, in the web page, whatever you take an example of YouTube. Okay, you can see history of what you did it, and it is more user-friendly. Within a simple click, you are able to see, verify what you entered earlier, what you searched. So we have more user-friendly front options on the web pages. Those things are not there in the mainframe, right? So cost involved and people finding a people in other countries. In India, we have so many people, that is different story. But they are the clients. I'm talking about the clients, right? Yeah. So yeah, these are all the various reasons I can say. Is it clear? Any queries? But still security is the top deal for the mainframe. Okay. So yeah, that's all for the day. I want to take one more topic from you. I want to listen from the seniors in this forum. I don't know whether you are aware cloud. You done the cloud certificate or not? If you are not done, whether you heard about the cloud, you know very well. How many people are paying for Google Pay? This one. How many people are paying for Google Drive? How many are paying for Google Drive? No one. For Google Drive storage, maybe it would you could have, saying that Google Drive, the Google Drive is full.
I am paying.
You are paying some X amount. Okay.
Yes.
So if you the same amount, if you pay for 4 years, you can get an external hard disk. Do you agree with me, Sangeeta?
I will get for 4 years if I pay.
If you pay, let's say, assume that you are paying a 1,000 rupees per Google Drive for 1 year. Correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So if you pay for 5 years, if you pay for 5 years to store the date, instead of Google Drive, if instead of paying 5 years amount, see 6,000, 8,000, you can buy a hard disk, 1 TB hard disk.
Yeah, correct, correct.
So the point, what I'm trying to say, guys, the cloud is, it's my own perception, by the way. I may not be expert. The knowledge which I know, the certification which I did it, from that knowledge, I'm telling you that. Okay. So cloud is cheaper. The people are saying a cloud is a cheaper, no doubt about it. But when data is growing, the and when the years goes, like after, let's take an example, you stored huge amount of the data today. If you want to hold the same data for 15 years, how much you are going to spend on the cloud is use. Okay, it is a huge.
15,000.
The amount is huge. Okay, forget about Google Drive, even real-time client data. Okay, so as a conclusion, the cost, the investment, what they were doing, how much investment they were putting or spent on the mainframe. Ideally, they are going to spend similar amount, if I'm not wrong, down the line, they might pay more amount than mainframe to store their data. So they will pay more amount to the cloud for companies to store the data more than mainframe amount, no doubt. But only good thing is with the cloud, everything is in-house. Okay. All are available in the cloud services. Whereas mainframe, whatever there on the 10 years back with a small upgrades are there. So whereas, cloud, you can integrate the storage with the latest technologies, or you can integrate with the DevOps, you can implement a lot of things or can be integrated. Whereas mainframe, that is not possible. Okay. With the mainframe, very less restrictions. Sorry, we have a less options. Okay, less options for us to integrate latest things. So cloud, we have a good scope to integrate with the different technologies, different databases within the AWS or within the Azure and so on. Okay, so I'm trying to share something for you again additionally. Okay, team, I'll tell you one example according to my experience. So one of the, in one of the company, right? Earlier, they were using AWS to store or to process, to deploy their applications. Okay. So they used AWS for 1 year, 2 years. Then they felt what they felt, they felt there is a huge cost is involving to maintain AWS. So there is a huge amount we have to allocate for that. Then what they did, they tried to move from Amazon to AWS to Azure, so that they can cut the sum amount, they can save the sum amount. Why they moved from Amazon to Azure? Because they want to save some money. Did you understand? So just 2 years they spent, immediately they changed it to Azure. So just you can imagine, what in cloud things also happening. So that's why nowadays companies are recruiting only the people who knows multi-cloud services. You should know GCP. Earlier, if you know AWS, you are recruited. You are a good candidate, skilled people. Now it doesn't work. You should know cloud, you should know GCP, Google Cloud, and you should know Azure, you should know AWS. Then your profile will be shortlisted. So you see, I mean, just telling how things are happening in the market. I know it is not linked to mainframes, but just giving additional knowledge. Okay, so that you can compare with the. I'm not saying mainframe is a super duper like that. I'm not saying those are all cloud is not a best option. Just sharing my knowledge which I have it. So I hope whatever I said last 2-3 minutes, I hope you agree with me according to your experience.